People of East New Britain, both East and West, are noted for their strong religious faith. They made no secret of that when Cardinal Josef Tomko visited their diocese. Signaling the arrival of a big man, Cardinal Tomko, the Pope's representative in charge of some 1,000 dioceses, was accorded a reception fitting to his standing at the Rabaul airport. The greetings at the airport by local church representatives, including the Bishop of the Anglican Church, was the formal part of what was ahead. East New Britain authorities accorded the Cardinal VIP treatment. School children set the stage for what was a festive, yet a significant event, the laying of the Peter Torot Memorial Church Foundation. At the St. Francis Cathedral, Cardinal Tomko was swamped by school children. He had a message for them from the Holy Father.
So I bring you a greetings from what you call big man, big father, who is living in Rome. Do you know? Who is living in Rome? Pope.
Later, during a courtesy call on Premier Sinai Brown, Cardinal Tomko made known how he remembers Papua New Guinea, quite apart from his visit in 1984.
When I was in the audience with the Holy Father, John Paul II, I have informed him that I would come here for my pastoral visit to Papua New Guinea, and he immediately reacted. That's the country of martyr Peter Torot.
Peter Torot was a young Catholic catechist from Rakunai near Rabaul. He was killed by the Japanese during World War II for continuing pastoral work among his people when the Japanese imprisoned other European missionaries and banned religious practices. Peter Torot had been declared an outstanding Christian man and martyr for faith by Rome, and the Catholic process of declaring him the first indigenous saint in the whole of Australasia is continuing. It is with Peter Torot's strong faith in mind and their own belief that Catholics of Rabaul, and particularly Rakunai, welcomed the Cardinal in a special way to their village and the burial ground of Torot. About 4,000 Catholics attended a special church service for Peter Torot's memorial church. Before the service, Cardinal Tomko stood a minute's silence near the grave of Peter Torot. The service was then conducted inside the partially constructed church. The church service was both spiritual and personal in attributions towards the work of Peter Torot and how the Catholic community is now working towards the faith, and how people have contributed to have construction on the new church begin. Once completed, this memorial church of Peter Torot will cost something like 300,000 kina, mainly from donations from Catholics right throughout the country. It will stand as a symbol here at Rakunai village just outside Rabaul for a man who worked, lived, and died for God. The next day, another sound of the arrival of the big man. It was Buka in the North Solomons. The welcome reception may be contrary to the current situation as perceived by many, but it was the people's appreciation of something different, something more spiritual on their land. Cardinal Tomko's visit to Bougainville at the request of the Pope was to extend his sympathy for the suffering and prayers that the Bougainville conflict comes to a peaceful end.
I recall, sadly, those who have been killed during these many months of strife on both sides of the conflict, or those who have been permanently disabled, who have lost homes, property, and their livelihood, and many who have been uprooted. What message can one have for all of you in such times? What words would adequately express not only our sorrow, but also our solidarity and our hope for you? You have over these months in many ways been called to daily take up the cross of Christ.
Cardinal Tomko expressed concern for the life and health of Bishop Gregory Sinkai, who is in the hands of the BRA today.
My thoughts this morning turn to your pastor, Bishop Gregory Sinkai, who cannot be here with us. He has suffered greatly and has been unable to resume his ministry as pastor and shepherd of the flock here.
While the government has assumed control of most parts of the troubled island, occasional confrontations have led to casualties on both sides. Cardinal Tomko believes that a strong presence and following of Christianity in controlled and care centers can unite the people again. As a step towards achieving that, Cardinal Tomko has vested Archbishop Karl Hesse of Rabaul the faculty to re-establish the work of the Catholic Church in the Bougainville Diocese, where Bishop Sinkai cannot reach. Catholic sisters and other workers have already begun what is termed as the healing process with those on Bougainville today who've lost their loved ones and are currently displaced.